Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Aquarius. That's Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising for the month of September 2025. Before I get started, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Welcome to this wonderful community of like-minded souls. You're going to like it here. It's a lot of really great people, a lot of really great ideas. For my tried and true who have been with me for years, thank you so much for your continued support. It's been quite a journey that we've been on together, and I've been so grateful that you get to share it with me. For my Patreon folks who have been with me and supporting my work for years, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Hopefully, you are enjoying the content, and there is more to come. So, that is a bit of a promise. And to my new members of my YouTube channel, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. There's a lot of videos available for the membership. No matter what level you're on, you have access to all the videos, and there is more personal stuff to come, one-on-one stuff. I've just been really busy with readings and classes. Whenever I'm on Susan Lynn, things seem to blow up for me, which is good. I enjoy it. It's great. It helps me to be able to do this work, and I do really appreciate you. But I will be bringing some new stuff to you in September. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the astrology. So let's share. I'm going to share that screen. If you are interested in just the card reading, these are time stamped, right in the drop down menu where the description is. So you can click on that and go straight to the reading if that's what you prefer. Or if you want to listen to it all and then go back to the reading later in the month, that's an option as well. Okay, I'm going in the wrong direction here. We are going to get to you, don't worry, but I want to look at just the general stuff. Now, for those of you who have listened to this with maybe your rising or your sun or your moon, some of this is repetitive, but each time I do say something a little different. So let's take a look at September. September is the 9th month, and we're in a 9 year. And so when you add 9 and 9 together, the specific energy for September is the 18-9, which in the tarot is the moon card. That is something coming out from below the surface. The moon holds a lot of mysteries, and some of those mysteries will be revealed this month, especially because we have eclipses. We have an eclipse in Pisces, full moon Pisces eclipse, and a new moon Virgo eclipse. The 9 card, the Hermit, is the card of the month and of the year. And so we're doubling down on the Virgo energy if we could. And we have 2 new moons in Virgo to help us do that. We had a new moon at the end of August, and we're having a new moon at the end of September. That is in Virgo. In fact, the last degree of Virgo, and it is an eclipse. So discernment is a big key between that first new moon that happened on the 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you lived, of August, and the new moon solar eclipse that's happening at the end on September 21st. So a lot of discernment between now and then. We start the month with Saturn moving back into Pisces. Saturn is ending its journey through Pisces by going back and sort of sweeping out whatever is still left over to be swept out, or in the case of Pisces, maybe power washed out of the corners. You can sweep, but with all this water energy, it's a power washer in the corners of the closet there. It's also part of a cycle that began back in the 90s when when Saturn first moved into Aries. That was the 90s. That was when um, Clinton was president. Okay. Um, and And so there are things that are resolving from way back then as well. On the second, Mercury ingresses into Virgo. It does come up against Saturn and Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto in challenging ways. It's requiring us to make adjustments in the way we think about things. The cool thing about that idea of having to make adjustments is that's really what Virgo's all about anyway. So we're going to be very into the Virgo energy. And remember, the Virgo energy is the South Node. So it's not just about getting so Virgo that you get lost in the details, but it's about discernment and where perhaps you are getting lost in the details to let go of that so you can see a bigger picture. On the 4th, we have a square between Mars and Jupiter. That's a lot of energy. We could see that in humanitarian endeavors because of the nature of the signs that those two planets are in. They're more concerned with others and family and children and the like. So we really need a boost of that. We need to remember that we are our brothers and sisters keepers, whether those brothers and sisters live next door to us, are related to us, or live in another part of the world. This is the human. We are all human, and we all have the same desires and the same dreams, but we don't all have the same opportunity. And that's what the Aquarian age is about. It's about raising all boats. And you, as an Aquarius, if anybody knows that, it's you. You are the embodiment of the age that we're moving into. That's why Pluto is in Aquarius, right? All right. On September 6th, that's a Saturday, Uranus stations to go retrograde. It's been in at 2 degrees of Gemini. It's been in Gemini since 7/7. There's been a lot of information coming out since then, and that will continue. It's going to be in Gemini all month, but it is going to be moving backwards. The Sabian symbol for that is spiritual blessings. We have to remember that we are blessed by spirit, and that spirit is always there ready to aid us. We just have to ask. We just have to ask. Uh, on the 7th, we have the first of the 2 eclipses happening this month. That's that full moon in Pisces. Full moons are always times of illumination, and in when they're in eclipses, it's big. It's big, it's transformational. It changes the direction of our evolution. So we need to really pay attention to that. On the 12th, we have two nice sextiles to the Sun and Mercury, to Jupiter in Cancer, the Sun and Mercury both in Virgo. These are both helpful signs, so we're opening the lines of communication on how we can help one another. And then on the 13th, those two planets, Sun and Mercury, make a conjunction at 21 degrees of Virgo. The Sabian symbol, a girls' basketball team, interesting. Receptivity to collective forces, what we're going to see is going to be right in front of our eyes. And the sextile to Jupiter is going to help us to expand that message out into the world. On the 15th, we have Venus sextiling Mars. This is part of a 2-year synodic cycle between them that began about 2 years ago. We're at the 300-degree point of that 360-degree cycle. And the initial conjunction was in Aquarius, and this sextile is the Aquarius sextile of the whole cycle. And so this is about spreading the progressive message, relating to others who are on the same page with that. So I feel like this is an opportunity for progressives everywhere, and even people who aren't progressive, but with whom the progressive message resonates, sort of build some power in that more future-oriented energy. We have some real deep crap that we have to get through, we'll say. But we can't forget that the future is in front of us, and so we can go through all the stuff we need to go through, and still plan for a better future. On the 17th, Mercury will oppose Saturn, and then it's in Virgo at that point, and then it moves into Libra. Now, Mercury moving into Libra is a little friendlier than Mercury moving into Virgo. We do have we have oppositions to Saturn and oppositions to Neptune, but we do have some lovely trines, one from Uranus, which is in Gemini, a Mercury ruled sign, and one from Pluto, which is in your sign of Aquarius. So there's a lot of energy for moving the dialogue towards collective, what's fair, what's lawful, what's not lawful, and moving us in a more progressive, future oriented, and quite frankly, humanitarian future. We do have Venus also ingressing into Virgo. She's going to have that trine of the transpersonal is going to have their way with her, so to speak. She's going to have to make some adjustments. Venus in Virgo isn't the most confident place for Virgo. For Venus, they do know what they're good at, though, and they will do the work that is necessary. Don't allow people's opinions of you to dissuade you from your work. What they think of you is none of your business. You just need to get down to business and do not beat yourself up for not being perfect. It's not worth it. Nobody's perfect. Not even God is perfect. We just need to do the best work we can with what we have in front of us, which is kind of a Virgo thing anyway. Venus will be part of a Yod configuration with Saturn, with Neptune and and Pluto, causing the inconjunct, requiring adjustment to be made in our values, perhaps, in what's important to us. We're also getting a square from Uranus. This could actually be, on a larger scale, a real jolt to the economy, not just here in the US where I'm doing this, but a world economy stuff. So there is definitely some shocks ahead for that. On the 21st, we have the Sun opposing Saturn. That is the same day that we have the new moon at 30 degrees of Virgo, meaning that this new moon solar eclipse is opposite Saturn. So the new moon is actually on the south node, and Saturn is on the north node side. So Saturn pointing the direction of our destiny is about compassion. Compassion. It's real important because towards the end of this month, things start to get a little dicey. Mars ingresses into Scorpio, which it really likes being in Scorpio, but it is again moving into that. It's in the first degree, so it has to go through that gauntlet. And the gauntlet is a little different for Mars. We have an inconjunct to Neptune. We have an inconjunct to Uranus. So we have Uranus and Neptune and Saturn creating the Yod configuration with Mars. And we also have a square from Pluto. It's a last quarter square, a crisis in consciousness where we're questioning authority. This could be, Trump could call the National Guard against the people of the city or the country, and they are not really allowed to do that. So there could be a crisis where the military is having to go against what the executive says. So we'll keep that in mind as well. It's going to be a very revelatory month, and that revelation is probably going to cause a lot of uh, stuff on the street, right? So be aware, take care. Uh, it has to happen, and you are the avatar of the age, Aquarius. So be your Aquarius self, be your badass Aquarius self this month. All right, let's take a look at how it affects you specifically. We'll get to your Aquarius. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, so let's see how this astrology is working out for you, Aquarius. Here's Pluto, of course, in your first house, going to be there for a long time, long time. I have Pluto natally in my first house, and there is a danger with Pluto in the first house to think that you have to do it all on your own. But of course, you are a collective sign, so perhaps you know better than than I do. Um, so it's important to be you really in this process, but also be willing to transform because the first house is the I am house, and Pluto is the great transformer. So you will be going through many changes and many transformations. You just have to sort of go with it. Saturn here starting in the third house in Aries, but then a few hours into the month moving into Pisces. Saturn in the second house in Pisces. This is your resources, so perhaps you need to really evaluate them seriously. Get rid of anything that's draining you of your resources with Saturn there in Pisces. You'll have about 4 months to do that, so you have plenty of time. Thank you.
Recording right now?
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So, let's see. We have Neptune in your third house, the third house of your siblings, your environment. Neptune there, if you're in a flood-prone area, be especially careful with Neptune in that third house. Uranus here changing direction this month in your fifth house of creative self-expression and also children and luck. So this might be a month to have to get a what do you call it?
Scratch ticket.
A scratch ticket. Thank you, Michael. Michael's helping me. All right. Jupiter in your sixth house. Jupiter is a healing energy, but it's also an expansive energy. So if there have any issues, especially stomach issues, you want to definitely take care of those quickly, get evaluated for them. Jupiter can be healing, but it can also point out things as well. Venus, the planet of love, starting in your house of relationship, quickly moving in to your other house of relationship, your Scorpio house, which is a bit more passionate and there's a bit more on the line with Scorpio. Mercury is also doing that as well, and then eventually moving into your house of truth and justice in the ninth house. This is a time, perhaps, when you need to evaluate your finances that you share with other people. Okay, there is an eclipse here. There's a new moon eclipse coming up, so something needs to be released before something can start. So you can decide what that means in your life. The sun is there, of course, at the beginning of the month and moving into your ninth house once we go into the fall season here in the northern hemisphere or the spring in the southern hemisphere, that when the sun moves into Libra. Mars is in Libra to start the month and then goes into Scorpio in that 10th house. So you're going to have plenty of stimulating work, perhaps almost to the point of uh, like a forensic accounting kind of thing. Not that you're doing that, but that sort of like going into the detail, digging deep. Where's the money at? You know, where's the meat here? Where's the meat on the bone? That's going to be themes for your career, I think. All right, so that's what's going on. We're going to be doing the card reading next. So let me get out of here. All right, and I'm going to be using what deck do I have? Oh, the Crow Tarot and the Tree of Life Oracle. So let's get down to that. All right, let's grab the Crow Tarot and see what's up for you, Aquarius. in this very interesting month of September. All right. Just give this a couple of good shuffles. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right, we're starting with the Emperor. The Emperor. So this is about having dominion, being the captain of your own ship, being in charge, large and in charge, as it were. There's a sense that you have reached a certain pinnacle in your life, something that you worked really hard for, and you're sort of sitting on the throne right now. Let's see what's challenging the throne. The Two of Pentacles, I think it's the economy. The economy is creating some challenges for you in your ability to maintain your place, so to speak. Let's see what's underneath it. We have choices. Choices to be made. This can be choices around love. It is the Lover's card. This is a Gemini card. It also says that you're in this place of power because of your choices. Because of your choices. So it's a good vibe. In the past, we have the Page of Cups, so there was some sort of message, pleasant one at that came to you. We have the Queen of Swords in the sky, and so justice, fairness, good judgment crowns the reading. So if this is a suggestion from Spirit, Spirit says, just continue your good judgment. Immediate future. We get the Six of Swords. This is about moving away from difficulty. You have the knowledge that you need. You don't need to necessarily be in the fray per se. You can step back from the fray this month. How you're seen? Um, you're seen as the Nine of Pentacles, somebody who has made their own way. It made their own success and has a certain amount of security. Let's see your domestic situation. We have the Four of Cups. So even with all this, what seems like success and the like, there's still some dissatisfaction, something that you feel you're missing at home. It can be the problem is that you're, I think, spending a little bit too much time on what's wrong and not seeing what else is being offered. So look up from your troubles. Hopes and fears, the Eight of Cups. There's a part of you that would like to just leave something that you've put a lot of energy into because it's just not fulfilling, but there's also a part of you that's afraid to do that for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Let's see. Could be the instability that might bring. Let's see the outcome. We have the Six of Cups. So this is nostalgia, family. You're going to have to deal with something from the past, something around your family. Could be your family of origin as opposed to the family that you've created, but siblings, brothers and sisters, relationships here. Relationships are primary. And we have the World card, which can be the end of a cycle. So it's possible. What this looks like is it's possible that matriarch or patriarch in the family um, perhaps is moving on, and that creates a certain amount of tumultuousness in the waters, tumultuous emotional waters. Or it could just be the end of something that was initiated in the past. His time has come to move for you to move on. Underneath it, we have the Ten of Cups, which is happiness, happy family. The Four of Pentacles, which is protecting your resources. And then the King of Pentacles, which is being in charge. So these are powerful cards. We get the King of Pentacles. Excuse me. We get the Emperor. You, despite all of this, you are still in charge. You're still at the top of the game here. You still get to sort of make the rules, as it were. And they're really, for the most part, it looks like everything is running pretty well, except for some emotional dissatisfaction that you're feeling. Um, that is likely from the past, and perhaps you can resolve it and truly sort of come into your sense of yourself. I almost feel like the financial stuff could be triggering some issues around deservability, issues around maybe a poverty consciousness that you need to release. And then once you do that, you'll really be in charge and have all the things that you hope to have. It's just that I feel like there's maybe a little bit of self-doubt, um, and a little bit of emotional stuff that needs to be reviewed, looked at, evaluated, learn the lessons of, and and move on. All right, that's the story. Let's take a look at, we'll do one more card pull that will be from the Tree of Life Oracle just to round this out. These cards look good for you, really. I mean, there is some upsetment, but it's old stuff, and it's stuff that is time has come to release. So I don't really know what that means for you, but you probably do. Okay. All right. Let's pull a Tree of Life Oracle card for Aquarius. Tree of Life Oracle card for Aquarius. Do a couple of shuffles. The 26th path, truth, illusion, and trust, the devil. The devil. The devil is the manipulator, right? The manipulator. Let's see what it says. It says this path runs between Hod and Tipperah and is Capricorn in astrology. One of the dark nights of the soul paths, it tests you to reveal the nature of your true self. Pan, I will hold this up so you can understand what she's saying here. Pan is devil-like, but not that creature we call the devil. He dances on the card alongside smaller figures. They are dancing with him. They are dancing, or are they dancing for him? What is the truth of the situation? As you walk this path, you're confronted with something that many struggle with, yourself. Here you are in all your glory with all your wants, warts and lumps and bumps, and you've forgotten the glory bit already, haven't you? Realism is needed to understand that you may be focusing on one negative comment and ignoring the hundreds of positive ones. So it really is, it sort of lines up with that reading in that there is something that you continue to struggle with whose time has come for you to release, which would be normal with the eclipses in the signs that they're in anyway. So releasing self-doubt, releasing any sort of emotional where you feel like you perhaps didn't get what you needed or not getting what you needed. If you can't give it to yourself, you can't ever expect somebody else to give it to you. So you need to resolve that within yourself and then be open to the fantastic things that are on the other side of that. All right. Okay. Aquarius, I hope that you find this helpful. For those of you who enjoy my work with the Kabbalah, I am going to be having my fall Kabbalah class beginning September 11th. It's a 6-week class, 2 hours a class, 7 to 9. All classes are recorded and the notes are given. So if you can't make all the classes and you'd like to join and see what this is all about, you certainly can. Um, you still get the classes. And if you can join us and go those 6 weeks with us, you'll find yourself in some really good company and learning some really interesting things. Again, that starts on the September 11th. You can access that on my website, theseedsoftransformation.com, and it's on the events page if you're looking for it. So I hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you next month in October for the Taroscopes for October. Take care, everyone. Be careful out there. Namaste.